All right. All right. Looks like we're live, I believe. Let's leave it on Facebook. Just stream Facebook create account. Okay, go live. Um, or just remove this destination from cancel. Save changes. All right. I think I'm on. I think Facebook and everything's got on now. All right, great. Well, thanks for coming in, everyone. Doing a quick show this Monday. Still under quarantine. Still under doctor's orders. Well, I'm not a doctor, but a lot of other people are. That we need to chill and just do social distancing, right? I can't get too close to you. At least within arm's length of what's going on. Comic Man Andy, he's already in the room. Hey, what's up, bud? Good seeing you, man. So working on the format a little bit. Tonight we're doing. I do have a package unbox, and I'm going to be adding interviews here and there. You've seen Comic Man Andy in here before, and it kind of made me. I enjoy doing the broadcast with different folks. So I decided, hey, why not? I'm gonna get some more of my friends, some of the people that I work with, some of the people that I do buy from, with a goal maybe in the future to get some artists, writers, creators. So it'll be I'm planning to get other YouTube folks in here and other comic book shop owners like the one we had tonight. So our very second special guest is Nolan Ryan from Outcast Comics. So it's not Nolan Ryan from the Astros?
Texas Rangers, Astros.
Yeah, so yeah. That's him back at it. So let's say hello to Mr. Nolan Ryan.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
How you doing?
Oh, busy.
How are you holding up with all this stuff going on?
Fighting every single day, trying to figure out different ways to get through all of this. So
yeah, it's definitely been something new and something that's it's like you always have to be changing and morphing as you're going along.
Absolutely.
I think that from this, and I had this conversation with a few other folks, that from this, I believe there'll be a lot of learnings from this, and some cool things will come out. And I was thinking about it today as I was driving around. I was like, LCS's brick and mortar shops are really having to not rely on brick and mortar. They're having to do other ways. They're having to try and find other ways to be successful and how to keep the thing going. So I know that you have a pretty good story as far as you go and being a comic book shop owner, if you will. Mm-hmm. So Outcast Comics is your brand, but tell me a little bit about yourself first and kind of how you got into comics.
It's kind of a weird story. I was actually watching another guy's live show and it was my first time seeing it on Facebook, and I started buying a couple of books, and it just, the love of it just grew from there. I didn't collect as a kid. I've only been doing this for about 4 years, so it's kind of a weird love-hate relationship, if you will.
Yeah. Well, so you've been in the business for about 4 years, you say?
Yep.
Where did you start out at?
Actually, out of my apartment. Started out of my
like
apartment.
A lot of people do that.
Yep. I did it out of my house. Still doing it out of my house now, obviously, because shops are shut down. We did have a brick and mortar for a few months. Closed it down back in January. Reallocated some money into different areas and started focusing on putting out a lot more of our own personal exclusives.
So I bet, hindsight being 2020, the change to go from the brick and mortar to what you're doing now was an excellent choice, even though I'm sure it was a hard one.
Yes, it was definitely a good choice to make. It was hard to make at the time though, because actually having the brick and mortar was one of my dreams. I'm not
Mhm.
saying my dream is dead. Don't get me wrong there. I will open another brick and mortar up.
Mhm.
But it's just not in the cards right now.
Yeah, well, hey, I think you're doing really well on your online sales, and you're that you're being successful in what you're doing. So I'm sure you'll be successful going forward. Um,
I do owe a lot of my success to my mentor, Sean Hodachko, the owner of Comics Elite.
mhm.
He has been there with me pretty much since day one, and helping in our success in this business. So huge shout out to him.
That's awesome. And so, how long have you been and known him?
I've been dealing with Sean for about 3.5 years.
Oh, wow.
So
So right after you got into comics.
yeah,
You know, I think it's good to have a mentor no matter what you do, because you can always it always helps you with some of the pitfalls you might run into, and then you can also get a good place to bounce ideas off of.
oh, absolutely.
Um, I do have a package here of some books that I'm going to open as I'm asking some questions. So just so everyone knows, this is not a package from eBay, but this was from a seller off of Facebook, off of one of the groups that I'm in, and they reused the package, which I think is a great idea. Don't have to buy new stuff all the time. I think as long as you're packaging it well and protecting stuff, why not use the same packaging? It saves their planet Earth and it saves the pocketbook. So I'm gonna start peeling this back. Tell me, do you have a favorite comic book character?
I like. I mean, it's not necessarily just a comic book character because there's a TV show as well. I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan, so I collect
Rick
a
and Morty.
lot
Yeah.
of Rick and Morty stuff.
Now it's funny because I think something from Rick and Morty was almost mentioned on there. All from this pandemic thing was mentioned on Rick and Morty or something. I heard something. Someone said there was a line from the. Go ahead. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do, I do. It's a very, very fine line of what they're talking about with the pandemic and everything. But believe it or not, we're better off listening to The Simpsons on stuff like this. They know what's going on. I swear to God, the
Well,
creator does have a time machine. He's just not telling anybody.
hey, what's up, Cameron? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in. Hey, Cameron, if you don't mind sharing it out, and those that are watching, sharing it out to your groups, I appreciate it. We're just getting started here talking with Nolan Ryan from Outcast Comics. Now, Outcast is a newer name, correct?
Yes, yes. We actually just adopted our new name back in February, actually. Prior to that, it was SNI Comics, and when I first started out, it was Smokes Comics and more.
So SNI smokes. That's where the smokes and SNI came from.
Yes. Yep.
So you had a brand for about almost 4 years.
hmm
What was it? Why did you decide, hey, I'm going to change my name?
Um, that actually came from a conversation between myself, Spencer Voikin, who owns Comic Kingdom of Canada, and Sean Hodachko, the owner of Comics Elite. They pretty much brought up, asking me a question of what the name meant. And I went into explaining it to them, and they're like, "Yeah, that's too long of an explanation."
Uh huh.
So he was like, we already don't even care anymore." Not meaning it that they don't care, but
Yeah,
when you're trying to explain it to somebody, they kind of want a quick, easy explanation.
absolutely.
So
So it's Outcast Comics, and it's funny because you changed this kind of when all this pandemic stuff started happening, or right
yeah,
before, or
right about the time it started happening.
something.
And
Yeah.
actually, we changed it the week after C2E2, so it was right about that time when it all started hitting off real bad.
Well, Outcast kind of sounds kind of went with the name. I think it's really I dig the logo. It's pretty interesting, and I know that you're going to be able. It's a name that you can create a history to. So I'm going to show you and everyone watching a few books out of this box that I got here that that are pretty cool. Now, obviously, most folks that watch my channel know that I'm all about the Venom action, and that's pretty much all I collect is the Venom, or anything that Venom's in. So that's what you're about to get. Now, you're going to show us a box, I think, or some stuff
Yes.
that you offer your clientele. And I'll let you get to that in just a minute after I show a few of these right here. So the first one is Spider-Man 2099. Now, this is from the first volume, and I don't remember if this was the first. No, this is not the first appearance of Venom in that series, but close to it. And it's a connecting cover. I actually had this cover, but I just got it at a good deal. So I was like, hey, why not? I'll get another one. When you get those good deals, you can't pass it up. A couple of these next two that I see that came in here are Carnage USA. Now, me being a Venom fan, I don't collect Carnage, and I'm not a big fan of Carnage, although he's a very popular character nowadays. But again, I got these at a good deal, and Venom is supposed to be inside the story, so I'll collect the books that Venom is in, just even if he's having a brief appearance. So that's why I picked up these two, and I'll get to the rest of these here in a little bit. So what do you have? So I know we know how you got here. We know why you changed the name. We know kind of what. So what? Tell me about your store. Tell me what is it? What do you specialize in?
All right, so we specialize in exclusives, signature, and grading opportunities. We also deal with new comics every single week. Well, once they start back up in August, but we do have New Comic Tuesdays live on here on Facebook. But we pretty much specialize in exclusives and signature and grading opportunities with a lot of different artists and creators.
So signature and grading, that's, those are two big categories in the world of comics. And,
Absolutely.
like having signatures is great. I don't like a signature though. COAs are great, but they're just not worth anything to me.
Correct.
To a lot of other folks, they're worth something. So how do you make the signatures? How do you make them worthwhile for your clients?
By offering the grading. We are a CBCS certified dealer and facilitator.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a fight in itself to be able to get
Wow,
approved
that's awesome.
for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long road to get approved for stuff like that. So we were lucky we did get approved, and that's why we are able to offer yellow label grading on every single signature that we get.
So wow, so you can get them signed and then graded and everything, all kind of like all in one spot.
Correct.
Hmm. Do you, so tell me a little bit how you go around acquiring your signatures.
A lot of time standing in lines.
Oh yeah.
A lot of time standing in lines. So for C2E2, I was not set up at a booth for C2E2. I was literally there just getting signatures done. And I literally didn't finish up because I was there by myself. I had 4 short boxes that I brought back with me, all full.
My gosh.
I brought 2 with me for customer signatures, and then everything that I bought and everything up there for customers and all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, it was a tough one. I didn't get finished up until literally like the last 20 minutes
Did you
of
sleep?
the last day. Not much, because by the time we got shut down at the con, because I was up there helping Comics Elite as well. By the time we got their booth shut down, everything trucked out to the vehicles between his stuff for his live sale, my stuff for my live sale, Spencer's stuff for his live sale. Got back to the Airbnb where we were all staying and got set up to run the live shows. By the time we shut down, it was midnight, 1:00 in the morning. So literally we didn't sleep much because we were back up at 5, 6 in the morning to get ready and get back over to open and back up.
So Chicago, the Windy City, did you get to check out the city at all?
A little bit, but not much. We stayed in Chinatown. I didn't leave Chinatown except for to go to the expo center. So,
wow. Now, was that the one where you had an artist with you? Or you were
yes,
hanging out with us?
yes. Actually, Ryan Brown, he was there with Comics Elite, but we were all staying in the same
Wow.
Airbnb. So,
is he cool to hang out with?
Oh, awesome guy to hang out with. you'd be really surprised at how down to earth a lot of these guys are.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Ryan and I did develop a relationship. We do talk quite a bit back and forth now, a lot more than we used to. Now that we have met each other, and you know, we neither one of us can wait till he comes back to the States so we can hang out again. So I mean, he's just a
That's got to
great
be some.
guy.
That's got to be some of the coolest things is developing those relationships with folks that you probably wouldn't get a chance to really develop. Get to really get that close to them, but then you get to hang out with them, have break some bread and eat and drink some beers. I'm sure.
Exactly, absolutely. I mean,
He's
it was a blast. I mean, we went out to dinner one night. It was literally everybody from the Airbnb and
wow,
Ryan Brown. We were around this big 20-person table at a Chinese restaurant
wow, that
with one
sounds
of the
cool.
glass turntables in the middle, got all shareable dishes. And
Oh
dude,
my
we were
gosh.
there for about 3 hours laughing nonstop with Ryan. Ryan
Oh
is a
man.
trip.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen him on a couple broadcasts or like a couple of shows where they do some live stuff with him, and he seems really good. He has got a great first name, Ryan. Being that I'm Ryan, I think he's got a great first name. But he seems really cool. He seems really down to earth. And he does great artwork. So it's so I think that I can't draw like anything remotely close to that, and I think them they don't really have to try it. It's like just throw it on a canvas, and it works out really good for them.
Yeah, I mean, it
Uh,
definitely takes a lot of years to protect or to get to the level of talent that they have.
for sure, totally, and to get to be recognized, like anything in the world.
Yeah.
A few more books I'm gonna go in, and then we'll continue on. So, Spider Girl. How many of y'all would have thought that Spider Girl would have Venom in it? You got Venom here. Like there's a little Venom action right there, and right here. So these are kind of cool. These are not most expensive books, but I'm a completionist, and so I had to get them. They're cool covers though. This is a 3-part series, so I got the full series here. And the good thing is, this gentleman sent very good books that are in very good condition. So I like these a whole lot. Now, do you know if so you're a facilitator? You can facilitate. Do you do it for a company or are you?
Just mine.
But
It's
do
mine.
you do but for grading company?
Yes, CBCS only.
Okay, CBCS. So the CBCS and was it CGC? They're like the two big two, Marvel and DC.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
then everything in between there. So, do you like? Is that what your favorite parts is? Probably getting is doing the signatures besides the waiting in line.
A lot of the time, like say we've got 50 or 60 books that have to get signed by one specific artist. A lot of the time we can actually walk up, talk to their handler, and set up a specific time for us to come back, lay it out on a table, and they just they break away from the line, come over and deal with us.
Hmm,
So there is that side of things that does come in handy.
that's
um,
awesome.
yeah.
So you I guess your whole you do cons. So I'm guessing that your whole year's been kind of wrecked.
A little bit, yeah. It definitely did take a hit. Having to fight Airbnb to get money back from Airbnbs that we have booked out all the way, from Kansas City to Dallas to MegaCon in Florida. So,
Man, MegaCon that was supposed to be next weekend,
yeah,
Florida, and that would have been
next
the
week because it
next
was the
week.
Diamond Summit plus MegaCon.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
me and the wife were going to be down there all week doing the Diamond Summit and everything. So,
What a bummer, man.
yeah.
That's really bummer. So you're in the business of doing signatures and grading, and you can't get signatures from the conventions. Are you doing anything different now?
We do still have a lot of contacts with the artists and their handlers and all that kind of stuff. So, like say for instance, Jamie Tyndall. Jamie
Mm-hmm.
lives about 4 hours from me. I was just over there, what,
Mm.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Did a live show with him from his studio. We were the very first company allowed to come into his studio and do a live sale with him.
Wow.
But yeah, so I mean, we do find other ways to bring our customers the con experience without actually having cons going on.
So hold
Um,
on. Let me get this straight. You hung out with Ryan Brown out C2E2.
uh-huh.
You're going over to Jamie Tyndall's house,
His studio, but yeah,
studio house, same thing.
yep.
Kicking with him. Um, those are some pretty big names. You got some other. I think you've talked with Marat, but what else you got going on? I mean, you got some. What other big names are you working with?
So we do a lot with Marat. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
this is our third cover that we've
Oh,
had out
same,
by him.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
this was actually done for an online Comic Con that we were going to do, team up with Comics Elite and a couple other places to put on. But due to the travel ban from a lot of the artists, they were not allowed to make it to us.
Mm-hmm.
So we canceled April's. We are still looking forward to doing one in May.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that happens or not depends on the travel restrictions at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we do deal with quite a few different artists. We do have a special opportunity with Mr. John Jiang coming up very soon. Um, we deal with Stuart Sager and Chris Enott and Nathan Zerdy. Quite a few different guys. So,
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Um, what do you have coming up?
so with John Jiang, we do have a mail-in submission right now. So if customers have personal books that they want signed and graded, they can ship them to me. I facilitate it all, get them to John. He signs them all and everything else. Um, and then they go into CBCS for grading if they want them graded, or they can get one of our COAs if they want a COA.
COA,
Yeah,
certificate. So for those that don't know,
certificate of
certificate of
authenticity.
authenticity. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also a commission list available through us as well. Very limited commission list. Spots are running low, but we do have that going on right now. And I am talking with Mr. Jiang right now about possibly doing a live Q&A session later on this
Whoa,
week.
that'd be awesome.
So pretty much like we are right now live on the same screen.
Yeah.
It would be us with John Jiang.
Wow.
So
That's really awesome. So that would be cool. So you're doing mail-in submissions. Is he in a different part of the country?
he lives out in California.
He's out in Cali, and no one's traveling or anything like that. So you're
Correct.
doing things where you mail it in, but you might you're looking to maybe do a question and answer session. That's really awesome. That'd be really cool. So if they want to, how do people know if they where to go to try to find out when this is going to be and whatnot?
So if they go on Facebook, go to Outcast Comics,
Mm-hmm.
go to our Facebook page. We will be posting about it here soon as we have a specific day and time locked down with John. He
Mm-hmm.
is very busy right now. He's got quite a few deadlines he has to hit in the beginning part of this week. So he's got kind of
For Marvel
nonstop.
or something.
I don't know who it's for. So
Yeah,
whether it's Marvel, DC, or one of the indie groups. So
one
I
of
don't
those,
know.
huh? Well, I got a few more books I'm gonna show you that, and I'll be done with my package here. And then if you want to show kind of what some of your packages look like, your
Yeah.
do you read? Okay, cool. So the last 4 books are here. 2 are the same, but it's the New Ways to Die. Kind of a weird name, but I got that. I got the black and white, and this is the direct edition, first print, I believe. Then I got the next one in the series. Well, there's 569, which I think that's the first appearance of Anti-Venom, which I have. This is 570 and then 571, and I think this is just a cool cover. I love this cover with like the Anti-Venom.
The anti-venom on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anti-Tigum, because you did do a cover
Anti-Tigum.
like this.
I
Did.
did. We did the very first ever Anti-Tigum cover.
Wow, so that was really cool.
Yeah,
What was the cover of? Oh, it was the cover of the series.
yeah, it was ASM 569 second print, um, where Anti Venom was walking through the library type deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So I talked with Murat about it, and he loved the idea. So
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. Well, hey, Noah, I appreciate you. You kind of showing your backstory. Telling me about the company. Now, obviously, I've known Nolan for a while too, and a lot of folks know that. But I wanted to give an opportunity for those that haven't got a chance to just see Nolan outside of the sales. He's a really cool guy. It's funny because he's a little different than what he is when he's in his sales. If you see him in his sales, he's doing all these things. He's got some of the coolest and most fun auctions ever. He does one. It's called Duck Pond, where people choose ducks out of a pond. He has what was one? Plinko. He did a Plinko
yep,
board the other
we
day.
got the Plinko board now.
So he had some with some big, large cards, playing cards, where you had to
Yep,
play
high
high
low.
low. Yeah. So you've always been real innovative, and that's kind of what drew me to your auction whenever I looked for books, and the fact that you always had really cool exclusives. Not that you had the cool exclusives, and I say this all the time because having books and being able to books are available. You can get books anywhere,
Correct.
but it's like how big your pocketbook is. And I feel like you know how to help out. You're a man of the people, where you help out those that don't have huge amounts of income coming in to be able to. You give it. It seems like you always have yourself a reasonably priced, and you think about, hey, if I was in your shoes, what would it be like?
Right. So a lot of our stuff, we are under contract with. We cannot deviate from retail pricing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't show the book and be like, all right, guys, just for you guys tonight, $10.
Yeah.
We can't do that because that's in direct violation of our contract.
Mm-hmm.
But there are ways around the contracts to where if they are blind, so blind pulls, bundles, that kind of stuff.
That's why people do blind stuff all the time.
Correct. You guys, it's a way around the contract to be able to move inventory, obviously, and to help bring the customer, that higher price book that they can't always afford.
Well, that's
So
really, I mean, that's awesome that you work and you're always trying to find new and innovative ways to be able to make it fun. Anyone can throw a book up there, but you really have some fun with this, and it makes it entertaining and fun to watch. So tell me a little bit. You had some product there you're going to show us.
yes. So right now we do have a special mystery box. Anyways, it is a box. But I did build one just to show you guys what is in this thing or what potentially could be in this thing. So let me get this thing open. This box itself is $115 with shipping included in that price. Um, they are guaranteed.
Holy crap! Yeah, 115 shipped.
Yeah, 115 shipped. There's guaranteed 2 signed books.
That's like $100 for the books, basically. Because I know it's like $15.
4 Virgin exclusive covers. And 8 trade dress exclusive covers.
Oh wow! Let's see what you got there.
All right, so this is the Amazing Mary Jane #1 exclusive cover.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those have been pretty hot.
Cosmic Ghost Rider #1.
Mm-hmm.
Immortal Hulk #2.
Man, that Immortal Hulk series is cool. You got some cool covers on that thing.
They do got some awesome covers in those. They really and truly do. Return of Wolverine #1. The Hulk 181
awesome.
homage cover.
I like to see Wolverine making a comeback too.
Yes. Let's see here. Let me move a couple of these around a little bit. The Immortal Hulk #19. Savage Avengers #1.
Oh yeah, I think Venom's in that.
Yes, Venom is in the Savage Avengers series later on.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Spider-Woman #1, Tyler Kirkham.
What do you think of that new series coming out?
I haven't read it.
Yeah.
With everything that's been going on, we literally are just getting done running a 7-day
Marathon.
Yes, it was a sales marathon for 7 days. We did a live show literally every single night, and every single night was different. So that took a lot out of us. I literally just finished up the invoicing a little while ago for everything, and started packing everything.
Oh
So
my.
I do a lot of this on my own. My wife does help when I ask her for it,
Yeah.
but 90% of the time I am here doing all of this by myself.
Wow. Yeah.
So I mean that just goes to show that, when you guys are getting your packages, it's literally done by me.
Yeah.
Everything is done a specific
Handmade.
way.
Yeah, very good. Yeah,
But
you have great packaging. I will say, I
thank
am
you.
a connoisseur of packages. I've learned, and I make sure I pack well, and you do a really good job packing. Sure, that's
I
key.
appreciate that. It is.
Yeah,
It definitely is.
yeah.
Next one in the trade dress. What do we at? 2, 4, 6, 7. This is the last trade dress exclusive. Dark Knight's Metal #1, Tyler Kirkham.
Cool.
So those would be, 8 different trade dress exclusives that would be in this $110 or $115 box with shipping included.
Mm-hmm.
We are only doing 10 of them right now. It is a pre-claim on the Outcast Comics Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
We will be building them next week, I think. I will not invoice until all the building of them is done. So you're pretty much just going in and claiming a spot, and then I will invoice later.
Awesome.
Return of Wolverine #1, Miko Soy in black and white virgin cover.
Man, that's a sick cover. That's an awesome cover.
It is. It
And it's
really
virgin.
is.
Oh, I like virgin covers.
Yeah. Captain Marvel #12, Mark Brooks virgin cover.
Yeah,
That's
cool. Is that with Star? Is that what who's in it?
Yes, that is the first appearance of Star. That is actually a key issue.
Yeah.
In that series. I keep messing up the numbers on these ones because they did so many of them. This is Extermination #3.
Oh,
Mark Brooks virgin.
Extermination.
Yeah, it's a Marvel book.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let's see here. This is Venom #2, Tyler Kirkham virgin. Black and white color splash.
Good. Those I kind of forgot about those for a little bit because they're so from a while back.
Yep.
But man, that is one of my favorites. The color splash ones are awesome.
Yeah, I love the color splash covers. I think they take the whole dynamic of the book to a different place.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Another one of the best artists that I have found recently with the color splash stuff is actually Shannon Mayer. I love Shannon Mayer's color splash stuff.
He's got a Venom 25 coming out when it exclusive, I believe.
Yep. He does. He definitely does. That's all we'll say with that one.
He's got a cover, yeah.
He's got a cover coming out. I love Shannon Mayer's work. I really do. He's a great guy.
It's a real weird looking cover to me.
I got to hang out with him up at C2E2. We sat there, drank coffee and shit together for a little while, and
this guy knows everyone.
Just got to know each other, talk to each other on a personal level. So
yeah.
So those were the 4 virgin covers.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, this is Absolute Carnage Lethal Protectors #1, signed by Donny Cates.
Oh, awesome! That's awesome.
And then the last signed book from this bundle is a Deceased Unkillables #1, Ryan Brown, minimal trade dress,
cool.
signed by Ryan
Brown. Wow, that's a sick cover.
Yeah,
that cover is crazy.
Yep.
It reminds me of the Scream cover just a little bit, but
yeah, a little bit.
Wow, so 115. You got 2 signed books, a bunch of trade dress, and some virgins in there. That's it's got a good variety pack. Even for someone like myself, if I get something that's not Venom, then I'm like, well, at least I like to check it out, and I can see, I might read something new. That's kind of the fun of getting the mystery boxes. You get to see some news you probably wouldn't have picked up. And with that, there's so much value in there that I could probably make back my money and still have books left over.
Very easy. Very easy.
Yeah.
So what we like doing with our mystery bundles or boxes or what have you, is every one of the bundles or the boxes is going to have at least double the value. So, it's $115 with shipping included. There's about $200 to $250 in value in each one of these boxes retail wise.
Ton for sure.
So, I mean, there's definitely room for the third market, because technically, even though I wholesale from a lot of places, and I own my own shop and all that kind of stuff, I am still technically the secondary market, because places like Marvel, DC, Diamond, IDW, those are the first. That's the first market. So we buy from them. That makes us the secondary market or the resale market.
I think I would be the fifth market. Because I would get stuff and I'll just be like, hey, you don't want any of this stuff. So, Nolan, I really appreciate your time this evening. Just kind of open up and let us know a little bit behind, kind of peel back the curtain, let us know a little bit about you and your business and about Outcast Comics. I think that you have a good future in front of you, and it's good to know that you involve the family and that you're also thinking about the clients out there. So that's really awesome. So you have John Jiang signing coming up pretty soon. To get more information on that, go to Outcast Comics on Facebook. I believe you have a YouTube page as well.
Yes.
To be able to you can get some sales off of there. So look for Outcast Comics on YouTube. And if you need any other information from Nolan, you can go to Facebook and get it from there.
Or you can go to the website, outcastcomics.com.
Well, there you go.
Scroll all the way down to the bottom. There is a link there to our Instagram, to our Facebook, and our email. So if you have any questions, you can email us from there.
Outcastcomics.com is probably the best place to be able to get access to whatever platform you like to use.
Correct.
Thanks for your time, man. I really appreciate you coming in and hanging out and just, again, peeling back the curtain a little bit. Looking forward to, I'll be in that John Jiang thing. I'm going to check that out. I'm watching for that because if he's giving us a question and answer, I like that kind of stuff. I love picking their brains. So we'll see you next, I guess we'll see, that's later on this week. If anyone out there has any more questions or wants to get a hold of Nolan, go to Outcast Comics. Otherwise, that's all we had tonight, guys. I had the package done. I got some great books in, got some good hanging with a buddy of mine. And looking forward to the next show. See who we're gonna have, and I'm not sure who. You just never know. That's something you always say. I think you just never know who's gonna be.
Never know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's gonna happen. So, but I'm working on trying to. I have some other ideas on some cool and some more cool interviews. So keep an eye on the YouTube page, the Facebook page. Subscribe. Give us a like. Tell us what you think about stuff. The formats that are changing along. Very open to suggestions. And we'll see y'all around like a donut. Take it easy.
Thanks, Ryan.